What's up, guys? Anthony Dazet, and today, again, we're chatting about LPT Realty. And I have one of my partners here from Fayetteville, North Carolina. This guy just recently made the switch over to LPT Realty, former Keller Williams agent, runs a team in Fayetteville. Awesome guy. Just got to meet him a little bit, had a great conversation prior to this. And so, what's up, Trenton? How's it going?
Anthony, how you doing, man? Good to be here.
Same, man. Good to finally meet you. I know we had a couple of conversations via Facebook, and
Yep.
you've made this transition over to LPT Realty. And how long has it been?
We launched in July, just over 3 months.
July. Gotcha. Really cool. Man, give everybody a little update of who you are, and then we'll dive into why you chose LPT Realty.
Sure, yeah. So I've been in real estate since 2007, so going on 18 years. Started as a solo agent for 8 years at Century 21, and then moved over to Keller Williams in 2015, and that's when I started my team. And we've been there until, like I said, July, and we decided to make the switch over to LPT. So we have sold anywhere from 80 to 100 units a year. We're about
Nice.
20 to 22 million in volume, give or take, and getting into investing and wholesaling and a lot of different things. A lot of different things we can all do in real estate. So we've got our hands in a lot of different stuff.
No, good stuff, man. I tell you, in real estate's cool. It's you can. It's the reason why I got my license. I literally started buying real estate, and I never forget one of my good friends. I was in the Army for a long time myself, and one of my chief master sergeants, he was an Air Force guy, was a real estate agent. And I'll never forget, we started looking at properties, and he wouldn't bring me into the hood. Okay, and I'm from New Orleans, and we got a lot of hood in New Orleans, which is great. I think there's a lot of diversity and economic difference in New Orleans. Amazing city, but he wouldn't do it. He's, man, no, you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And so I was forced to get my real estate license back then because I was investing. And then, crazy thing, I never thought I'd be selling a bunch of real estate, but here we are. Let's talk about that, man. I know you were at Keller Williams Realty, you had your team. What's a couple of things that stood out to you initially for you to make this change over to LPT Realty?
The big word, and everybody says this, I think it's opportunity, man. Like I told you off camera, I'm a big do what you say you're going to do guy. If
Yes.
I tell you that I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, you don't need to make me sign a piece of paper because my word is my bond, and that's just the way that I operate. So when I'm aligning with a
Mhm.
company who says they're going to do X, Y, and Z, I expect X, Y, and Z to be done. And when those things don't happen, and you bring it up and you talk about it and that type of stuff, I think if it doesn't get any better, at some point you got to ask yourself what other opportunities are out there. That was a piece of it, and then the other piece of it was having some other colleagues here that are top of our MLS that I've been friends with for a long time. Made the switch and had a lot of great things to say. So we had some conversations talking about Bryant and Elizabeth, and that piqued my interest as well. So it was timing, it was the opportunity, and then being able to go meet with Robert and the executive team and have conversations with them about their vision and the goals and what they're going to accomplish. All of that together made it a no-brainer for us.
You sell in the market and whatnot. And I said, man, it's got to be tough because you compete against Bryant. And it was really neat. Your answer was, no, that's my partner. And that's the cool thing about companies like this, like LPT Realty, is that you're no longer competition. In theory, you guys are selling in the same market, but your business partners, you can collaborate together and work together because everybody has a vested interest in the success of you, the real estate company. We came here for a few reasons. I know myself included was opportunity. And I tell people all the time, it's hard to put a dollar amount on opportunity. There's no doubt about that. I've seen it with a few companies now. But one thing that intrigued me the most, and now it's really cool, I've been knowing Bryant for a while. I've been knowing a lot of people across the country. I've been doing real estate for a long time. I was never in business with these guys. I was at Keller Williams and look, loved the company. I learned a lot from that, but everybody at Keller Williams was my competition. Everybody. Okay. Then I went over to EXP Realty, which is an interesting change where you can go collaborate with others and build an organization and do financially well and make money like that. Really cool concept. But what happened there with me is all my good friends went to EXP and I didn't know. So I was like all around. So now the third phase of my growth in my business has been I'm calling people now and I'm saying, look, we have an opportunity. And there's one or two things can happen. We're either going to collaborate or we can compete. Which one do you want to do? And it's funny when you ask that question, a lot of people right now are saying, man, I'd love to collaborate with you. I've been knowing you for a long time. We've been doing different things. And it's a really neat concept. And that's what companies like this can do. So Maybe talk about that a little bit. How are you in your community? Because I know Fayetteville is not a really big community, and you guys have a lot of agents there, and obviously you compete against a bunch of people. Are you seeing more collaboration now that you've joined LPT Realty?
We want to make it as easy as we can for the other agents that we
Yep.
work with, because you know this too. You do a cross sell with somebody, and that cross sell does not go real well for whatever reason, you don't forget. And so we want to make it
Yep.
as easy as possible, because when they see our sign, we want them to go, "Oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be smooth. We've worked with them before," that type of stuff. So,
Yep.
what I have seen a change in COVID till today, the market in Fayetteville has shifted back to what it was before, where there was a lot of inventory. Buyers were being really picky. It was buyer's market for a long time here. And so when it comes to the real estate agents that have gotten into the business since COVID, they're not used to having to have price reduction conversations with clients. They're not used to having those types of things. That I would tell people here in the office, I say, look, you could dump a dump truck full of cow manure at the front door, and the house would still sell for full price. So the
Yep.
agents that have been in since COVID, they don't understand how tough it can be, and so the collaboration piece is really exciting for them. They're starting to get a taste of how hard real estate can be, and it's, oh, we might need to work together.
No, totally, man. And that's really cool that you said that because it's true. You've been in the business a little bit longer than me or right around the same time. And I don't know how North Carolina was in 08, 09, 2010, but in Louisiana, man, we were getting
Mm,
crushed.
yep,
And those conversations needed to be had. And so now we're veterans in the industry and we've had those conversations. We've had that type of business experience. And you're right. I went through a phase where I didn't sell real estate for quite a while with EXP Realty and now getting back into real estate sales. Man, these agents don't know how to have that. They have not asked that question. It's
yep,
crazy. And then now that's the cool part about a company like LPT Realty, the collaboration together, because now you can bring in these agents who have little to no experience in that concept, help coach them up on how to have these conversations. And I can tell you, I've seen it. They're still not comfortable having these conversations. It's really
yep,
interesting. They think, oh, I'm just going to post it again on Facebook and it's going to sell. No. But that's the neat thing about the opportunity here is that you can bring all these people in, coach them up. One thing I do is I coach a lot of agents now. I don't charge a penny because as they grow, I grow together. And that's the really neat concept with a company like LPT Realty. You can help these agents who literally have no idea how to get those price reductions, talk to the sellers, you help them understand, build these agents up, and as they succeed and grow, you do too.
yep,
And I believe that's what made us strong in this business is getting our asses handed to us in 2008, 2009.
yeah,
My business literally went from a decent time and people asked me, what the hell were you doing? How I couldn't even sell a house, but it was just communicating, making contacts literally as everybody else was getting out the business or struggling or hurting. I was just going harder. It's Warren Buffett said, be fearful when people are greedy and be greedy when other people are fearful. Right now's that time.
yep. Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, my business partner and I, we wrote a class and we travel the country and teach. And our class is all about scripts and objection handlers and how to have those tough conversations, setting expectations up front. Because a lot of people that have gotten in the business recently haven't had to do it. I remember, I tell people on listing appointments still, in Fayetteville, forever, 90 days used to be the magic number. So if you put a house on the market, it sold within 90 days, you were doing a great job. I remember sitting at my computer, and I would get a showing notification come in, and I would pray, God, please let this be the one, because it might be 2 or 3 or 4 more weeks before we saw another showing. These agents look at me like I got three eyeballs, but because they didn't see that, all they know is 2 days and there's 17 people arguing over a house, and this is easy. It's not that easy.
No. You come from the old school mindset like me, and you said contacts and making the phone calls and getting out and meeting people. How has the tools that LPT Realty offers, like the listing power tool pack, the printed media, how have those things integrated into your business? And have you seen a change or an increased difference now that you joined us and have that type of material?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we have seen, we had a lot of systems and tools already. The difference though for us is that all of the tools that we brought with us, we had to create ourselves. Coming into a
Mhm.
company like LPT, I have a plethora of things that I can supplement, I can add to, I can take away. I've got ton of choice. Robert says all the time is agent choice, and provide tons of tools and tons of choices to make your presentation and anytime that you're interacting with a client the best it can possibly be. It's amazing. We got the chance to visit the print shop and we've seen the operation. People don't realize how big of a deal that is.
I think they underestimate it. You're correct. Imagine in 2008 or 2009, and I believe listing tools was around then, but
It
it was
was.
before.
We used to be a subscriber. They would come to events
Yep,
and we
a lot.
subscribed. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I heard there's a story where literally Robert was going to bold multiple times, and
Yep.
ultimately was told like, "Hey, you can't come no more because
Yep.
people are using the product too much." But imagine, okay, let's say that, okay, and I didn't know what it was. I guess he never came to a New Orleans bold to even buy into it. But imagine, and you may have used it back then, if you had this type of material for free in your business during that time, what would that have done for you? Because that's how we built a lot of our business, was by door knocking. Literally did. We used to go meet every day on Magazine Street, get a coffee. The team would go canvas Uptown, Garden District, Irish Channel in New Orleans. And we'd have to print our own shit. Like, we'd literally have papers and folding them.
Yeah.
Nothing sexy at all. Nothing sexy.
Yeah.
Shit was ugly, to be honest with you. But it worked. Now imagine new agents, you handed them this box for, you said something earlier, where you used to do it yourself. And even that extra boxes, you pay, what, $99 for them. Yeah, you buy 5, 10 of those boxes and go blanket a neighborhood. What do you think, man? Is that working for you guys? Are you guys taking that approach right now?
Yeah, having the door hangers, having the flyers, having the things that are already professionally done makes a huge difference for a couple reasons. One, it's professional. This is not something that some jackleg creates on their own. Second thing, though, is it saves you a lot of time and effort and energy because you don't have to do it. It's already done for you. And
Right.
so when all that stuff comes in, you go blast it out to wherever you're going to blast it out. It just makes, look, the whole thing with real estate is how efficient can you run your business? How much ground can you cover in the shortest amount of time? And LPT,
Really?
it makes it really easy for
Yep.
tools and the resources that they have available with the print shop, the flyers, the door hangers, you name it. It makes it as easy as possible, and it really gets to a point from a coaching perspective. We coach a lot of agents, takes the excuses off the table. Every opportunity is there to go crush it.
Yep. Yeah, we did a thing a while back, and I don't know if we made it up or we heard it at one of the masterminds. It was called Empty the Box. And I'll never forget, I used to have my agents making a lot of phone calls. That's all they would do. If you want to join my team, you had to make phone calls every
Yeah.
single day. And then switched the concept because I seen people getting burnt out. They were sitting in the office. They just didn't like it. They wasn't good at it. I was one of those freaks that enjoyed making 300-400 phone calls a day. And we shifted, man. We do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday door knocking session. We'd go into multiple markets. And that was the game changer back then, just going in, putting these flyers. And then now sitting back, like the Active Marketing Campaign magazine. I don't know if anybody knows this, but literally it's a magazine, was it 20 some odd pages? It's your listing presentation. That was a really cool concept for me because I've always had these fancy, I've kind of printed out cool listing presentations, did PowerPoint presentations, all the shit. Now we got this magazine. We just plop in front of a seller, sit there and let them look over it, transitioning from making all your own material, now sitting down, walking in with the Active Marketing Campaign, walking in with the Listing Power Toolbox. Have you seen it help your business? And also, a question is, have you seen that help your agents get more business also?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that you exude professionalism. When you combine knowing how to speak to people and knowing how to
Mm.
present and answer the questions and the objections, and you combine that with the professional print marketing that LPT provides. I've heard Robert say it a bunch. I mean, how do you lose? You really got to screw this up to lose us to do our job at a high level. I used to do the PowerPoint thing too. We'd go with all the bells and whistles and flashing lights and all the
Mm.
crap. And really, at the end of the day, man, they're not getting in business with a slideshow. They're getting in business with you. So you got to be able to
Right.
talk to people, and then you got to show the professionalism that they're looking for. And that's the piece that LPT provides at a high level.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's a great. It's true. You said something, and I've never really thought about it that way. But being able to have that powerful conversation, that's what I'm good at too, is just talking to so many people, not being scared to make those phone calls. No, I totally get that. We'll start wrapping up a little bit, but I do want to ask a question. What are the 3 things that you are most excited about now that you've joined LPT Realty?
One of the things, this might be the most exciting thing for me, is getting in early.
Yeah.
Keller Williams is a great company. You've been there. I've been there. Nothing bad to say about them. When you have a conversation about, because Keller Williams has profit share, for example, with
Yep.
our hybrid share, people who are getting in early are the same people who are at Keller Williams are getting these big fat checks where they joined in 1987 type of thing. So getting in early and being in a position to meet with people who are doing things at a way bigger level than me and help shape and have input on the way that the company is going to go, I think is amazing. And I think it's awesome that you want to hear from us. Another thing that I'm really excited about is the opportunity to have the hybrid share. Profit share and hybrid share are two different things. They're not the same. And so that's big. It's a game changer for us. Lastly, having those tools that we just talked about. Like I said, I had to create my own. Now what we have is really, really good. It's not that it's trash, but it just
Yep.
makes it really easy for us when we can just go online, click what we need, and have it sent to us, and we're done.
Dude, I had one of those big printers in my office
Yep.
and literally just run that thing all. It worked, look, but it did. It took systems, made it simple, and it's neat. And it's funny, man. When a lot of people still don't even know what we have to offer. I heard somebody say the other day, "Oh, you guys have a box from the '90s." I'm like, "Yeah, we might, but guess what? That box from the '90s killing shit right now." And then when they see it, I had an agent in San Antonio, a Keller guy, never really thought about it before, but when he sat down with the box, he's holy shit, this thing's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that I like that you keep saying is it made it simple for you. And as a rainmaker, team leader, more things that you can take off the table for your business,
Yep.
especially to help your agents grow. It makes it mindless if that makes sense. This box comes in, hey agents, go door knock, go pass this out. Simple. Keep what they say. Keep it stupid simple. Or
Yeah.
keep it simple stupid. Here we go.
Yeah.
And it's funny as simple. And I talk about this a lot. I've interviewed a lot of agents on LPT Realty, and I keep saying this. Robert Palmer has literally taken the simple shit that we've disregarded over the last 10 years in the business and made it easy to get for the agents to help you grow your business. So much of this stuff, all the shit he talks about is shit we were doing 10, 15 years ago
Yep.
that I believe the internet has tried to replace. And I tell agents that all the time. The internet has made your ass lazy. The internet is the reason why your business is probably going down.
Yep.
You take these tools, you get your ass out there, go talk to people, hand it out. One of the cooler things in the enlisting power toolbox is those little business cards. The little business card that has the house on it, has your picture. And what I've done is I get that to the seller. And I don't know, there's 10, 20 of them in the box. I give it to the seller. They're like, what am I going to do with this? You're going to go to work. You're going to pass these suckers out at work. And they look at me like, what? Damn, nobody said that. So it's cool, small stuff like that we're doing differently. I think it's going to change the game. Another thing, man, you said about opportunity, and you're right. I tell people all the time. I was at Keller Williams Realty for a long time. I built a team. I got like before $2,000 profit share checks. This month was $10. At EXP, I did that whole thing. I learned a lot. I didn't grow the way I think I could have grown at EXP with the opportunity, did well with the stocks and things like that. And then when I saw LPT Realty, I literally packed my shit and left. I was living in Puerto Rico. I moved there to learn from some of the best in the business on how to build these organizations, how to run them. And I was sitting at dinner one night and someone said, man, this guy Robert Palmer is starting a real estate company. And I'm thinking, the singer? Really? What the hell? And why are we talking about this? Wasn't Robert Palmer the singer, it was Robert Palmer, the mortgage guy in South Florida. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Flew down there. And you're right. When I heard about it, I jokingly used to say at EXP, it took me about 6 months to go make the decision to move over to EXP. And that 6 month window is different on what that was. Man, it took me 6 minutes for LPT. I literally flew to Miami, talked to Robert, flew home, told the wife, we're moving. Looked at me like I was crazy.
Yep.
And here we are on floor
Here's
2
the
years.
thing, though, and I'm glad you said that about Robert. We've been in business for a long time, reading people, body language, the way they speak, eye contact. We're good at all that, right? And
Yep.
you'll know this. When I met with Robert, I could immediately tell this guy is legit. He's not full of crap. He is not blowing smoke. He is not just saying stuff that sounds good. Like you can tell that this guy is really about to get after it in a big way, and I want to be a part of it. You know,
Yeah.
the education initiative that we've got will be a big deal because we
Yeah.
know agents at other companies who don't get that kind of training. It is recruit. You then you start doing cross sales with them, You got to do your job and some of their job because they don't know. And
Yep.
then you don't forget the next thing company has built a reputation for not being well educated. And that's not going to be
Yep.
us. And I love that.
No, the merging of all of those, man, and that's something we can talk about in the future with the Ascend,
Yep.
initiative. It's true. Like literally, when I met Robert in Miami, he said, "Anthony, I wish you still had your big sales team because he knew me. I lived in Puerto Rico and was hanging out with these guys, and I really came in with the initial intent. I'm gonna recruit and build this massive organization. This bastard's got me selling real estate again, which I literally thought I wouldn't do. And I tell him about it all the time. I jokingly, we were in New York, and I said, "Man, Robert, I'm pissed off at you, bro." And he's like, "What?" But it's true, and it's cool. It gives you that clout. It gives you that credibility, even the confidence. Because
Well,
I got out of
here's the thing though, it goes back to what we said in the beginning, which is do what they say they're going to do. They're not just saying stuff that sounds good. And you know why I say that? Because the sheet that we have when we're sitting down talking with recruits, in that top right corner, it says real estate first.
yep,
And here you
real
are
estate
back in
first.
selling real estate.
Yeah, and it's true. And I tell you, I didn't like that initially. I tell people this all the time. I'm like, because I never forget. I was on a call and they said something like, "If you're a recruiter, don't come." I'm like, man, why would you tell somebody that? But it's true, and it's that combination of both, which is again like the confidence. Like, not to say I was not confident for the last 5 6 years prior to LPT Realty, but I did have tell people tell me, "You don't sell real estate, Anthony. I'm going to listen to you." And my ego at that time couldn't handle it. Fuck you. Like, I
Yeah.
can handle anything. But it's true. It opened up that mindset again. Like now, I'm in the process of building out a sales team, a big national brand, probably a global brand with something. I'll talk about that a bit later. But it is exciting. It says real estate first, and one of the things that a lot of people can't not get past with us right now is that you have to sell real estate in order to get revenue share. I've had a lot of people tell me they don't like that. And then when you explain to them, okay, you may not like that, but here's why you will like this, they're like, holy shit. Holy shit.
Yep. Makes a lot of sense.
It does. Cool, man. Look, it's been awesome to have a conversation with you. Guys, we're chatting LPT Realty with Trenton here. Fayetteville agent, North Carolina, been doing this for a long time. If you guys are looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, he is your guy. And also, if you have any interest in LPT Realty in his market, reach out to him. So, Trenton, tell people how they can get in touch with you, man.
Yeah, you can reach out to me by phone. Obviously, I wouldn't be a good real estate agent without a phone number 910-527-3074. My email is dogwoodrealty on Facebook, on Instagram. We do not hide. You can find us very easily.